Hey, welcome back to the Intentionally Abundant Business Podcast. My name is Dr. TK, and I will be sharing with you 6 things that actually may be preventing you from growing your business. And so let's go ahead and dive in so that I can share this tea. I probably should have had some tea with me, bars. But let's go ahead and get into it. And so over time, as a clinical psychologist and business owner, I have talked to a lot of entrepreneurs, a lot of budding business owners. And the reason I say budding business owners is that business ownership is a mindset. And a lot of people are solely focused on chasing down the best strategy and the next course. But at the end of the day, it does take a certain mindset in order for you to take all of those things that you have learned and then actually implement them in your business through trial and error and do it over and over and over again. So as I've went through, certain programs as a student in masterminds and me coaching different individuals over the last 7+ years, I have recognized that there have been 6 common trends that prevent business growth and or scalability. So I just want to break them down. I'm going to keep them very, very simple, but let me know in the comment box which one hits home the most. And so number 1 is cost, right? Cost. And so I'm going to use the word you because if this hits you, I want you to identify yourself, okay? At least inside. You may not want to put it out in the comment box, but I do want to talk to you, okay? So cost. Maybe you feel as a business owner that you cannot justify investing, also known as paying for help, especially if you are in the beginning phases of your business. Maybe you're looking at it from literally a bookkeeping standpoint, like I low-key don't have the money. I don't have anything extra. I put all of my $100 into a business, name for the county or the city. And I started everything else on Instagram and on YouTube for free. Okay, that's fine, but maybe the cost of getting help in your business is why you have justified not doing it because you're in the beginning phase. So that may be people's story, right? Number 2 is time. So this is a big one, and this is some BS once we break it down. So maybe you feel that you don't have enough time to invest in working with a coach, taking an online course, reading a book, going to a live event because you're too busy, right? So let me ask, if you're so busy, does your bank account support your busyness? One thing that I share with my clients is that it does not impress me that when you show me your schedule, that it's all color-coded and there's no white space. That actually concerns me, right? Because if there's no white space, that means you don't have time for yourself. No wonder you're burnt out. No wonder you want to throw in the towel. No wonder you're irritated because you are not creating space even to be creative. Number 3, lack of control. Lack of control. Maybe you are hesitant to get help because you feel that it may mean you're giving up control of your business. Maybe you may even go to the extent of worrying that a coach, a mentor, a mastermind facilitator may actually tell you something to do and you simply got to go follow instructions. This is why when you work with coaches, we will say something like, we are looking for people who are teachable and coachable. I even will say that in the beginning of my private practice boot camps for therapists, if I'm doing any type of workshop, I will tell people straight up, if you already feel like you know everything already based off the topic, just log off. It ain't gonna hurt none of us. It's only gonna hurt you because now you're wasting your time. But a lot of times people don't even realize, going back to time, number 2, is that if you truly read a book or took a course or invested in a program and you learned everything there was about the thing that you were taught, is it showing up and being implemented in your business? And is it showing up in terms of results of getting clients, booking deals or opportunities? And is it in your bank account? Because if it isn't, you may need to listen to something 10 times because in different seasons, you hear it a different way. But maybe you don't want to relinquish control because you're too busy. Okay. The next one is fear of failure. Number 4 is fear of failure. Now, in a previous episode, we talked about what does fear mean. Spirituality wise, it means false evidence appearing real, meaning that you created a narrative in your mind about something that does not exist. So I'm going to give you an example of this after I go into fear of failure. So maybe you are afraid to seek help because you worry that it may mean that you are failing or are not capable of running your own business on your own. Now, that's a hell of a narrative, right? So a narrative that I created that was simply not true in the beginning of me being a coach was that therapists do not, because at one point I was only catering to therapists for like 2 years straight, right? And I've opened it up. A lot of my programs are still just for therapists, but now we've opened up some of our products and services and live events for healers, spiritual leaders, Reiki therapists, doulas. I mean, anybody who heals other people, anybody who considers themselves as a service provider and or a therapist, they are invited to participate in certain things or attend our conference, right? But one of the narratives that I created for myself was therapists don't want to pay for anything beyond their CEs. And over time, I realized that I was actually standing in the way of my own success. The question would be, why did I not invest in myself earlier? Right? Because what I was doing is I was projecting how I felt and how I started, and low-key how I was mad that I didn't know the information that I had learned years later in the beginning of my business, because man, oh man, where I would be right now. But everything happens for a reason. So I realized that once I start pretty much breaking down all of these limiting beliefs that I created with no one's help, I started to attract clients easily and effortlessly. Now, does that mean that there are still not people out there who, especially who has a professional career, a master's or a doctorate degree? Does that mean that what I said doesn't exist? Not entirely. But I was using that narrative to put a cap on the impact that I was making or that I wanted to make. And I realized that even my cohort size for my programs that I was launching got bigger and bigger and bigger. The quality of students got better and better and better in terms of me only attracting my ideal clients versus just attracting people who had the title. And it was all because I believe I relinquished control and I released my fear. And I believe that I would be equipped to solve their problem because I'm good at what I do. But at the end of the day, in order for me to understand my business and run it efficiently and effectively, I need to get help by somebody who's 8 to 10 steps ahead of me. That is my general rule for our community. Get somebody who's 8 to 10 steps ahead of you at all times, meaning you're always evolving and potentially getting a different coach at different levels, right? Number 5 is skepticism. Maybe you're a little skeptical, maybe you don't know about the value of coaching, or maybe you believe that you already possess the skill set and knowledge to run your own business. Well, again, if that's the case, does it show up in your bank account? Does it show up in your clientele? Do you have a team in which you can take off and your business still runs and grows? Do you have those things in place? Now, if you just want to make an extra $5,000 a month, you can do all these things by yourself. You don't need a team. But I am here to ask you, if you want to make a bigger impact, if there's something that you don't know, why are you choosing to suffer in silence? Depend on YouTube. YouTube is a great resource. I use it, but it will send you down the rabbit hole. And the prime example that I give is that you will type one thing in the chat box or in the comment box or the box at the top. And you can do that on Google too. And it will give you one video. And then it'll give you another recommendation of a video. And then after you've watched 5 videos and wasted your time in which you said you were oh so busy because you wanted to do it for free, now you look up and you have conflicting information from 5 different people. As a business owner, your goal should be to invest in time. Collapse the timeline by getting help. Lastly, number 6 is resistance to change. Yes, resistance. You're resistant, potentially. So maybe you're resistant with working with a coach because you're very comfortable with where you are. Now, you know that another version of you exists, but you're comfortable with how things are going right now So instead of flipping the script and shaking stuff up a little bit, you'd rather stay content. But let me just give you a little disclaimer. If you want to stay content, don't spread that to other people. Don't start complaining about what didn't work for you. No, it did work. You didn't work it. That's what I tell my students in our program. I know our program works. Our alumni tell us so. But if you claim that you're oh so busy, but you joined and invested in a program that you know can help you grow your business or your mindset, whatever I offered you, and you took it because you believed in it, and I have social proof to explain to you that it works, you did not work your program. So sometimes what I'm really saying is that we don't want to take accountability for our success or lack thereof. Okay. So let me ask you, does this hit you? We done talked about cost, time, lack of control, failure, fear of failure, skepticism, resistance to change. But let me ask you, does any of these hit you? You like, oh, I feel like you're talking to me. I want you to put it in the comment box. Then I want you to ask yourself a very, very important question. It doesn't matter which one hit you. Ask yourself this question. How much longer am I willing to wait to win? Because you're putting your winning, your abundance next level on pause because you're deciding to stay content. So here's the thing. As a coach, I can help you identify the real problem. Hell, I'm a psychologist. That's what I do for a living. But I can also help you collapse the time frame of how long it will take you to solve the problem. That's why people come to me as a psychologist. That's why people come to me as a coach. But I can also help you get around other people who want bigger and better, more impactful results for their life and their business. So there's a few things that we have going on. Just head over to drtk.com/links. But two things in particular that I want to share with you, and I'm sharing two. I usually only share one, but I'm sharing two because it's still the beginning of the new year. And depending on what level you're at in your business and in your mindset will determine which one of these you'll choose or both. So if you are a therapist, a healer, or a service provider, or you're becoming one, and you know that I hit you hard because all of these were directly correlated with your mindset, and you're like, I need to work on all of these. I want you to check out the Intentionally Abundant Business Club. The purpose of this club is to help you identify what do you want. We're going to help you create goals to get it. We're going to help you remove limiting beliefs and roadblocks that are preventing you from becoming the best version of you to get what you want. And then, of course, we're going to talk about business ownership, how to not have a balanced life, but have more of an integrated life, because let's be real. You see, my background working from home is not a joke, especially if you're a parent. I got a 4-year-old, an 11-year-old. Boys, a lot of energy, a lot of loudness. I have to strategically even record things like this when they're not here because I've integrated my business into my life because it's fun. But I also have created boundaries, of course. So if you want to learn more about becoming the best version of you as a business owner, and you know that you have roadblocks as it relates to your mind, and you want business accountability, maybe not therapy, but I'm a psychologist, so you know I'm gonna throw that in there, then go ahead to drtk.com/links and check out the club. Now, if you want to meet up in person and you want to move past these roadblocks, potentially through our club's help, but you also want to learn how to launch products and services. You want to learn how to take your business from serving one to one to one to one to many. You want to maybe in October learn how to put together a Black Friday sales funnel. You want to get around other business owners, not entrepreneurs, that are taking their business to the next level, and you want to mastermind together. You want to collaborate with each other. You want to be able to leave the room and feel connected with up to 100 other servants. Then you need to check out that Intentionally Abundant Business Conference 2023. We will be meeting in Vegas at the Palms. Now, if by the time you see this podcast, if you don't see these links, that means it either has closed and or the conference is sold out. because there are only limited seats. And this is being recorded at the beginning of 2023, and we are more than half sold out of our seats. Okay. So do not wait until the last minute to get your seats. So let me know if you've enjoyed this podcast episode with talking about the 6 things that may prevent your business from growing. Please share this video with someone else, and comment in the comment below which one was your favorite that really hit you hard. I will see you in the next episode. Until then, have a blessed and abundant rest of your week.